Welcome back to Chasing the Target. Just here to review the almost coming soon fourth test and how life is going to be without Bumrah first of all, and what probable changes we can expect. There are rumors that Akash Deep might get a shout to start his test debut. तो देखना पड़ेगा कि आकाशदीप भाई क्या करते. 13 विकेट तो ले लिए इंडिया एंड इंग्लैंड लायंस के बीच में. That was a good stat, but do you think Akshar will come? Do you think Akashdeep will come? Lots of questions still unanswered. Shubman Gill का press conference भी हुआ, बेचारा बहुत sweetly बात कर रहा उसमें. He said Vizag के test में, yes, I had a different mindset when I was batting. I was a little bit worried, but I don't think I would have batted any different. So Musa bhai, life without Bumrah, what do you think it's going to be like? Will that become a challenge for India, or maybe pitch will be as such that India actually favor the extra spinner?
I mean, there's been a lot of test matches in the past. India mein jahan pe without Bumrah, India have won. I know that before it was Siraj, Shami, Umesh Yadav. So there is potential there for India to win. But 100% thoda sa धक्का तो पड़ेगा because Bumrah is the main guy. The opposition are wary of him. They know whenever he comes, he can come in and pick up wickets at any time with any type of ball, whether it's a old ball, new ball. It doesn't really matter with him. He takes the pitch out of the equation. So definitely थोड़ा धक्का पड़ता, but it's needed. अब देख लो 5 टेस्ट का सीरीज है. There's a long way ahead now. You have the IPL, you have the T20 World Cup. अब देखो, if you're an Indian team management, आपको IPL का तो कोई भरोसा नहीं है कौन रेस्ट करेगा कौन नहीं करेगा. You can only manage the workload when they play for India, and they also have one eye on the T20 World Cup, and also in this Test series, you could say that let's play Bumrah one more, finish the series, and let him rest fifth. मगर आप जब देखे थे कभी-कभी काफ पकड़ ले रहा था, कभी वो पकड़ रहा था. He's not 100%, right? So in that case, you rest him in this fourth test, and then you play him in Dharamshala if needed. If you wrap up the series, then he has a 2-test break, then going into the IPL.
And at least अच्छा ये है कि भाई रेस्ट दिए. First of all, you have to क्या बोलते हैं, back India that actually managed to give a rest to him. Usually they would have probably played him out. अगर IPL या World Cup नहीं होता, maybe they would have played him and rest him. But credit workload management, at least we can see a start of a trend. At least if not if it's consistent, but अभी के लिए it's in the right area. Now between Akashdeep, Akshar Patel, who do you think would get the call up? Based on what the pitch report suggests at Ranchi, it's that first 2 days again batting friendly, and then third, fourth day you could see a tear in it. So that's where Jaddu also had, I think, a record here of holding the most wickets of whatever is played, and Rohit Sharma had a double 100 here. So do we see it being more spinner friendly now? Because yes, थोड़ा बहुत इंडिया में गर्मी तो बढ़ गई है. So you could probably say it's day 2 के end towards end में third day starting में break होना शुरू हो जाएगा. So do you take Akshar Patel for the run, or do you give Akashdeep his call up?
I think it depends on again the surface, but I would go with the extra seamer because आपके पास फिर वो if you need someone to bowl for like 5-6 overs with the new ball, then you don't have that. Also, again, it depends on the pitch. अगर आप rank turner पहले ball से अगर turn हो रहा, then yeah, you go with Akshar Patel. There's no doubt about it. But if the pitch is similar to what we've seen in the series so far, then you have to go with the extra seamer. So it all depends on the pitch. Now, your question is कि भाई उन लोग ये pitch रखेंगे नहीं रखेंगे, will it be a rank turn or not? That I won't know until tomorrow we might get an indicator, I think, but we won't really know until the toss. So they'll have to judge if it's going to turn or not. Should they do it? I don't know, man. You've been winning the series right now without it really turning, so continue with that. But with Bumrah not being there, if you want to try something different, I'm all game for it. I don't mind. But it's been good Test cricket. I think you can still back your players. It's like, again, will your batters be able to adjust to rank turners right now? Because, the likes of Sarfaraz, Jurel, these guys have played on flat pitches right so far in this series. Now, ekdam se rank turner kare, to will they be able to adjust too? So that is one question they'll have to see. I think it's a 50-50 call. It's just how they're feeling, what they're confident in, and they take it from there. But the fact that you're already 2-1 up and you've won the matches in a certain manner, then you continue with the same pitches.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, either way, it will be I think थोड़ा बहुत spinner friendly रह सकता because of what we saw. Like skidders डालते हैं. Akshar Patel also advantages. He gives you batting down the order, which India required because like our first inning, take last test का भी, it was that 100 odd runs that the tail made that sort of helped India to secure a victory and stuff, or a better position.
That they can back now, so don't worry. They're telling Akshar, don't worry, you can chill on the bench.
Yeah, but right now Bumrah's not there, so we have to see who Akshar is. Probably, I think they might go with Akshar Patel. What I feel, and experience always favor hota India mein over a newbie. So that's how I feel. it might okay. Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Rafi Chandra, and Jadeja, all four will play
बट
probably.
बट अगेन, अगर आप पूरा सरफेस बदल रहे बेस्ड ऑन बुमराह नॉट प्लेइंग, फिर वो गलत है, राइट?
Hmm.
अगर आप ठीक है, आप समझ रहे कि दिस इज द बेस्ट वे टू बीट इंग्लैंड, देन ओके, बट if you're going with the current thought, then you just like for like this has happened before, like Virat Kohli is also not there. It's not like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
Bumrah. There's a lot of players not there, so I think just go with the method that has been successful for you. That's what I would say. But if you bring in Akshar Patel, ठीक है, and then these guys make like ducks all the batsmen, फिर आप क्या करेंगे? That's वहां पे आप फंस जाएंगे. So that is the gamble are you willing to take? And when it comes to batting, again, like I don't think it's that big of an issue, because Jurel has given you confidence, Jadeja has given you confidence, so you have batting there. अब एक दो batsmen अगर नहीं batting करते तो ठीक है, like it's okay.
Yeah, बिल्कुल ठीक तो है. अब between Akashdeep and Mukesh Kumar, if you had to choose, then who would you go for?
I'll probably go with.
Big,
I'll probably go with Akash Deep, man. I'll try something different. Left arm, he's not experienced, but Mukesh has already been tested in this series, and thoda sa he's not. He was very expensive. They had to take him out of the attack. So maybe give someone fresh, and maybe he has the confidence, he picks up a few wickets. And listen, it's going to be a limited role anyway. Like Bumrah is a different kind of bowler, so isliye dikh ke aata, but it won't be that kind of a role where he has to, he's bowling at Perth and everything like that. I think you go for it. You did it at the Gabba. You played Nataraj, go for Akashdeep. Why not?
बिल्कुल. Yeah, I mean, you could between Mukesh and thing. I think it will be a little close contest
Akshar
for maybe
Patel
Akash.
will make sense only if it's a rank turner. But then you're saying like, are you going to? Is it going to be a rank turner? We don't know that, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the only thing.
I mean, इतने ज़्यादा टेस्ट भी नहीं खेले यहाँ पे. Last was what 5 years ago, the South Africa test. I think that was the last we saw Ranchi. And I mean, वही है कि भाई you haven't which will not trial and tested that much, but it suggests like a Bumrah नहीं है, विराट कोहली तो चलो ठीक है, it's not going to be a big concern because we've seen batting India की अच्छी है, but like you just said, flat wicket ज़्यादा यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहे हैं, and flat wicket से ज़्यादा बैट्समैन को परख नहीं सकते कि कितनी काबिलियत है on a turning wicket. Now that's where you probably shoot yourself in the foot, make it a rank turner equally hard for both yourselves. But अब इंग्लैंड के तरफ से like they're probably going to get Ollie Robinson is what reports suggesting कि we Jimmy Anderson को तो बिठा देने वाले हैं. I think he's done for the series unless धर्मशाला का pitch कुछ bouncy wicket या थोड़ा movement मिल सकता होगा वहाँ पे. But Ollie Robinson coming into the scene, and there's also a hint that Ben Stokes might bowl during the fourth test.
Yeah, he bowled a few overs, right, in the nets. मतलब थोड़ा bowling करा in the nets में, तो there might be. अब उसका अगर फिर गया तो he'll bowl 15 on the trot as well. He's that kind of guy. Again, it'll be interesting to see if he does bowl a few overs here and there. Again, I think it'll be limited too. So let's see what happens.
Now Ibrahim जैसे बोले Patidar, DDP. I think Devdutt could get a shout. But again, it's that lambi rassi kind of
But I
thing.
told you that Sarfaraz will come instead of DDP. So they're actually following the system. Like, whoever comes in the squad, then that's the system that they have. Now, this call, again, like, I wouldn't do it, but I won't, like, if they do it, it's okay. Like, theek hai, like, ko try karna chahe to try kar lo.
It would make Patidar got 2 chances, 4 innings, right? And in those 4 innings, he has
not much.
It's not much, but the style of getting out on a flatter surface, I mean, that's what aches the heart, right? Like the way he got out in the first innings, जो ने सीधा cover पे दे दिया catch, like simple, he pulled it away and like didn't understand what he was trying to do. So I mean, just because the wicket was not that challenging to bat on, and it was a paradise for any debutant, right? Like you saw Sarfaraz, you saw a couple of people, they managed to get runs out of it. So I don't know what that in, but again in the context of lambi rassi, long rope to the youngsters, maybe they could probably just give him one.
You have to back him. Look, he's playing for India. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He's bound to make mistakes. So no matter how the pitch is, he's bound to make mistakes. Like, ठीक है, सरफराज की चल गई, इसकी नहीं चली. लेकिन I don't think that's a thing to drop him again. ठीक है, if he has 2 golden ducks in the 4th test, you go into the 5th test 2-2, then maybe you make that move. But I think because he's playing for India, you've put in your trust in him. He was the first person to be called up from all these guys. So he's also a bit more experienced. He is 30-31. So I would just back him one more test match. Like, I understand people want quick fix. They want jaldi leke aao wo karo, and it might work. It's not like Padikkal can't come in and score. He probably does score. We don't know. And he gives you the left-handed option. लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से भाई अब उसको थोड़ा सा they should continue with him. That's what I would feel, that like ठीक है, it's a failure, no problem, just keep backing the guy. It's not like you lost the both games you won when he played, so it's okay. It didn't like contribute to a loss.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't mind either. I mean, if it's left or right, whatever else they decide to go, because
Yeah.
I mean, Rajat Patidar again fielding wise, he did decently well at that position where he was like एकदम से catch अच्छा close up पकड़ ले रहा था, and he was decent. Otherwise, मतलब batting, yes, he failed miserably, but he can I mean आके boundaries मारा, back foot पे एक अच्छा boundary मारा. Like you've seen some glimpses of him. Maybe you could back him, but even if Dave Dutt comes in and gets a chance ahead of him, that will be completely acceptable. It will not be like अरे कुछ बड़ा कर दे, because back to back matches fail होने के बाद से थोड़ा weightage पड़ जाता, थोड़ा और pressure पड़ जाता. So maybe you could see that. But for England's sake, now that it's a ranked runner, how do you think they'll
Is
adjust
it
to
a
the
rank
match?
turner?
I mean, not ranked runner per se, but again, slow build up to a spinner. Spinning track to Renga, you probably see like day three. Again, you see
No,
some.
so it depends. Like if it's going to be the similar pitches to the last two test matches, then you go with the similar combination. If it is going to turn from day one, then you change it. You add another spinner. You get Shul Bashir. Because I don't really think it's like a combination. Your batting also let you down more than the bowling. So I don't think you don't need to really change much unless the pitch dictates a force change. Otherwise, you play the same bowling lineup. Just personnel, you can change. You can maybe drop Anderson, bring in Robinson. You could do something like that. But play the same combination. And with the bat, the biggest question for me is Johnny Bairstow, because he is
Oh,
completely out of form. Because look, Root is not scoring runs and everything, but I mean, he's not scoring big runs, but whenever he's at the crease, he looks comfortable. He's just making stupid mistakes. Bairstow looks out of sorts. So that is the big question for me. Will he play, or will they bring in a Lawrence, or who will they replace him with? That's my only concern. But knowing Ben Stokes, he backs his players, so he'll probably stick with Johnny Bairstow. And Johnny Bairstow has he's an experienced player, he's an established player, and for him to not be performing, it could be a cause for concern for England.
yeah, 100%. And again, like I think Brendan McCullum भी बोला post match में कि भाई we have no doubts about Johnny's abilities and stuff, and definitely we'll have him back in the squad. He's made enormous amount of runs for us, and we have to back him during this rough
If that's
patches.
the case, then he'll play.
Yeah, yeah.
If
So he
that's
will play what I feel as well. And again, see, again, it might be toss dependent based अगर it's like the similar pitches of the past two tests at least. अगर इंग्लैंड बैटिंग करके बड़ा टोटल सेट करे, that's where you have to see India under pressure, right? Like if England
Yeah, England have to basically win the toss and bat
and
first,
bat.
unless it's like a Turner. If it's like a good pitch, then they have to, like, I mean, a pitch where there is runs on offer and it's not turning square from day one. If it's flat in first 2 3 days, then turns, then England will have the advantage if they bat first. Agar they lose the toss again and they bowl, and India hit 400, then the wicket will start breaking. So England, the best way for them to get ahead of the game is thing again, but you still have to bat sensibly. आप
Yeah.
400 फ्लैट पिच भी है, तो अगर आप 200 for zero and then you get bundled for 300, then India will come and score 500. Like, you have to be a bit careful there as well. Try to play to the situation and put pressure on India. But definitely, if they win the toss and bat first on a flat pitch, it will give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the key, because we see again, जैसे अपन कल भी बात कर रहे थे, सिचुएशन के हिसाब से ना खेल रहे नहीं. सिचुएशन में अगर they're going eitherly overtly aggressive, unnecessarily aggressive, where they don't need to be, if they just play out that session, tire out the batsman, and automatically when you start scoring, it'll automatically look like you're being aggressive, right? Because everyone's tired right now, पूरे fielders थक गए, bowlers थक गए, but आप इतनी जल्दी अपना विकेट खो दे रहे कि आप opportunity भी नहीं दे रहे उनको थकने को, उल्टा आप बेसब्र दिख रहे. So that's the thing, you're being impatient, you're just hitting wayward shot for no reason, and not like tiring out the opposition's bowlers and batsmen and bowlers and fielders, and you're going ahead and losing the test match on mistakes made by yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they just need to be a little bit smart about their batting, and if they win the toss, make a 4-500, put in India to bat, then it'll be fun to see. Agar Ollie Robinson, what we saw in Pakistan, is able to project that here, then we've got a game hand, because
Yeah.
he'll be something like a Bumrah to them, right? Like not
Yeah.
exactly on that level, but he'll be like a calm, कौन सी ball move होती नहीं मालूम.
Yeah. The thing is, look, I'm not saying to change the style. I'm saying play aggressive. You get all out again, it's fine. Okay, like duck it, जैसा खेल रहा, play aggressive and everything like that. I'm not saying to anchor the innings or anything like that. Play how you want, but sometimes just look at your shot selection. I'll tell you why. Because if you see, in going touring, India is not easy. Australia World Test champions, they lost there. England have lost there before playing traditional cricket. Every team that comes to India, they lose, apart from 10 years ago. So I think if that is the situation, then if you're trying something different and you're getting close, or you've already won a test match, then go for it. Continue to bat like that, because if you're going to go just traditional cricket and start playing blocking, there's no guarantee you're going to win, because teams in the past have done that and they've lost. No one's won. So if you're trying something different, back it. If you lose, it's okay. And that's one thing I think England will do. Agar theek hai, bundled out ho gaye. Because I was thinking about a lot of people, Nasser Hussain, these guys were saying ki, like, Michael Vaughan was saying, you can't play reverse like this, you can't play. But ab defensive khel ke bhi out ho chuke hain India mein, if you look at it from that point of view, right? You have not won a series. England have come 3-4 times after. They've not won a series. Australia have come. They played traditional cricket. Australia played very traditional. They were close, but they didn't come. England are already in the same position Australia were last year. So in my opinion, you continue to play like that, and that's how you put pressure. At least this time around, India are looking to think, like, they are on back foot in certain sessions. As I know, they're dominating the whole test match. They won by 400 runs, and there was a time in that test match where we thought, shit, India's under pressure, which you don't see if you're playing traditional cricket. So I think that they should back it. Stupidity, dikta, like whatever, but at least it's gotten them success. And if I'm just looking at this series in isolation, not at home, not what they did in the Ashes, just this series, I think they've done a decent job to get this close. And why not just keep going like that and try to push India?
Yeah, but मेरा होता है कि just try to find a balance, like that's it. Like I understand you play aggressive, if traditional hasn't worked out for you, ठीक है, आप वो भी मत करो कि आप एकदम स्लो आप जैसा टेम्पर.
But even when you found a balance, I'm saying, like, like when you mix aggression and thing, you still haven't won. Like in India, it's very difficult. We have to understand. Now you're saying that,
some kind of tactics that you apply. See, if you see like India, I mean, yes, they were on the positive of 140 runs, or lead chhod do. But aside that, how Jaiswal paced his innings, right? He looked aggressive as well. It didn't look like he had a slow innings, but he took his time to tire out. Like England, ये जो छोटे-छोटे चीला रहते ना, like आप थका दो mentally, आप थोड़ा drain करो, ये करो, वो करो, play the field for some time. Like these are certain क्या बोलते tactics that you need to apply also to bring down the opposition, tear down the opposition, right?
No, I understand that.
What, like, I understand कि traditionally नहीं खेल के भी नहीं जीते, aggressive खेल के भी नहीं जीत रहे ज़्यादा consistently. तो मेरे हिसाब से अगर आप दोनों का proper मतलब आप अपना template पे रखो, but there are certain certain things that you need to just apply to win the game.
No, but that's the thing. It becomes very tricky because you're up against top class bowlers and top class batsmen. That is the and these conditions. Now, if this test match was in England, I think it would have been a completely different scenario, and we would have never said ki don't play reverse sweep. That's what I think, because look, India will also have a challenge with the ball and with the bat in England. Over here, these are India's conditions. They know it back of the hand. So maybe try something different and think. It's very difficult. Like, I understand what you're saying, that, you need to sometimes calm down. But when you calm down, Ashwin will come and get your wicket. Jadeja will come from the other end and get your wicket when you try to block a session. And it's very difficult to find that balance at times. So I'm not saying go reckless, but positive cricket doesn't mean like you have to smash every ball. I'm just saying how they played in Hyderabad, how they played even in the second test match, looking to score runs at a good rate. I think that's the way to go, because agar block kar diya just to reserve a wicket, Ashwin's going to get you. And then when it comes to Jaiswal and stuff, you have to also understand England spinners are not as experienced as India's. So India will score runs. And if India doesn't, then we will criticize them. But they will score runs. They will have much more opportunities because they're playing in their conditions and they know the back of the hand. Sarfaraz ka jo debut tha, he would have not approached it, in my opinion, like this if he was playing in England, because the conditions wouldn't have allowed him to. Jimmy Anderson's nipping the ball in, out, alag hota tha. Yahan pe the conditions allowed him. And that is the challenge. It's more than the style of play. It is the challenge of playing in India for an opposition team. You see, Australia, they had the perfect mantra. What you were saying, they had the perfect balance. Khwaja was solid. Cameron Green was attacking. They had the perfect balance. But the end result, they didn't win the series. So that's
like for me, it's just the day 207 for 2. You feel England is in a command, and they're playing according to what their style is, right? And they're being smart. They're rotating strikes and stuff. But come day 3, you come out and you become, like we said, the perfect difference between reckless and being aggressive, right? Exactly, it's day 3, because day 3 you didn't need to. You could have played in the same tempo. I understand that there's always an opportunity of a wicket. You play the gaps. You make the runs. Take this tactic of one day where you're adding pressure by just doing ones and twos.
But that's where you have to give credit to the Indian bowlers, because they also knew we have 400 runs on the board and they knew that pitch is going to deteriorate. They didn't panic. like I mean maybe in day two thoda sa tha like thing, but they also came up with a game plan. Siraj came and he soaked up the runs. Rohit changed the field. He dried up uska ducket ka jo cut shot tha,
leg side.
point dal diya wahan pe. Unhe mid wicket pe fielder dal diya. So that's where you have to give India credit that they made England make those mistakes. Because if you're playing in one situation, it's been so successful at that time. If you think of it, like अब 6 बॉल है, आप 2 छक्के मार दिए, right? You're like, man, you'll always be tempted, whatever the situation, always be, I'm going to clear it again. It's just that it's a human instinct. Ki like, no, this is worked for me. I'm going to continue with this. For example, आपका एक routine होता, आप जबरदस्त चल रहा आपका routine. You don't want to change that. You don't want to say, नहीं, आज actually let's balance it out. Let's do something else. You don't. That's the human nature, and that's where you have to give credit to the opposition because उन लोग ऐसा आपको trap कर दिए कि ऐसा है because उन लोग जो the way they got out, the same way they got runs and beat India in the first test match by playing aggressive. Ollie Pope and these guys were playing attacking. उन्हें ऊपर से मार रहा था, like the scoop shot he was hitting in the first test also, he was playing reverse sweeps. So that's where you have to give India the credit, and they're playing at home. You expect that from India, and that's how I look at it, because I understand exactly what you're saying, and that's what a lot of people were saying. But I'm like, listen, hang on a minute, that is correct. But Michael Vaughan, these guys, they're the same people.
It's just like you're saying, but it's like you're saying ducket get out and you see root get out. I mean, kahin na kahin there has to be that. अरे भाई पूरे ही ऐसा आउट हो रहे थे. I need to also look like Ben Stokes का जो विकेट था, it was unnecessary because he saw the fielder was placed for him right there. वहीं जाके उन्हें मारा. I mean, credit again देंगे अपन, no doubt, to the bowlers of the field, but as the opposition or the batting team, you also need to like sort of be like, wait, hold on, we need to build out the thing.
But if you see in the second test match, that's what Ben Stokes was trying to do. If you see, he was trying to block it out and everything. How did he think the ball kept low? He put his defense. He was going with defensive shot. No attacking. Ball niche reh gayi, bowled ho gaya. Now that plays on his mind. Like no, ठीक है, last जितना आप बोलो, let's forget the past. वो याद तो रहता कि भाई मैं defend करके out हुआ. मैं इस तरीका से नहीं खेल सकता. So that is the thing. That's why you have to give India credit. Bumrah and these guys, they planted these seeds in their brain कि they're forced to play these shots. That's how I look at it, because when they played defensively, they've lost their wicket too. So that's why they're like, forget it, man. Let's play aggressive. That's where it becomes very tricky. I know that they're saying by Jaiswal kya khela. He also took 50 balls to get set and then he smashed it. But he was going in with a big lead as well. He had that confidence.
No, I mean, yes, there is a difference in the quality of spin.
What happened to Jaiswal's innings in Hyderabad in the second innings? There was no innings there. He panicked and he played a shot too and got out. So that's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. I have no objection. I am not saying what you're saying is wrong. It is correct. But I'm just saying, look at it from this perspective.
But I also understand like there's a difference in the quality of spin that Jaiswal is playing, the quality of
that's also there, yes.
It's there, right? But it's just like अगर आप थोड़ा और दूसरे डायरेक्शन में देखें, just try to get one set tools, tire out, जैसा like you have to tire out the opposition, and then I know it's easier said than done, but just आप repetitively वही mistakes बनाते जा रहे हैं in such a situation where you are almost going. While that mean you could have won if you took 400 in the 2-day kind of a scheme. आपला एक ही दिन में निकाल, like, yes, that's how your style is, and that's what people want to see.
So also, I'll tell you another thing. If you defend 6 balls of Jadeja, right, he'll get you in the next few overs, because he will say, "Bhai, this guy's not playing shots." He'll find a way to get you out in these conditions. Again, I want to just remind you that we're playing in India, and this guy knows back of the hand exactly कहाँ पे टप्पा डालना है. So that is also where you have to be careful. अगर आप shell में चले गए, and you're saying rotate the strike, that's also not easy. Because these guys, they set the field, they know कि किधर डालना है, क्या नहीं डालना है, उसको वो शॉट देंगे नहीं सिंगल वाला, तो वो भी देखना पड़ता है इन लोगों को. So that's where you have to take a risk. Now if I take you back to the Gabba, that Sydney and all that, when Rishabh Pant was hitting, so वाह कर रहे थे, but remember there was Tim Payne missed a stumping, there was some drop catches there, Pant was given chances too. So if he played that, if he got stumped that time, we would have been like, his career would have been done then. We wouldn't have let him play for India that many. I mean, in the sense that people would have just criticized him, and the management would probably also drop him being frustrated. So that's where it's fine margins. I understand what you're saying. You have to be careful, but you also have to understand that sometimes it's not easy to do that. So just back how you're playing. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying back how you're playing. If it doesn't take you there, theek hai, like, okay. Now what?
I mean, it's just that the margins, also what's going against England is the margin of loss is way more than what you expect, right? Like when you're seeing the dynamic of the game, day 2 पे आप 200 के lead, like 200 पे, day 3 तक आप out हो गए, 140 के lead आप उल्टा दे, so it's backfiring. Your plans are actually backfiring against to the fact that there's no way of you coming back in this match. इतना
The
extent of
problem.
वो है.
So why they're getting into this dilemma is because that is giving them success, and then it's turning into their failure. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
अब उन्हें
exactly.
उन्हें 200 मारे उन लोग वैसे ही खेलते हुए रिवर्स स्वीप मार के ये करके वो करके. अब अगर आप वो टाइम पे उसको बोल देंगे भाई रुक जाओ, it's like you're like already
Winning toss could slow
it's like
down कर
it's
देगा.
like it's like you're towards Rajiv Gandhi Stadium and I'm saying first U-turn maro. We're not going to this stadium. It's like that. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's
But
आप जब एक
that's where like I need Joe Root, the anchor guy, to direct
and
me. Yeah, that's where we need an anchor.
yeah, I take you back to that Hyderabad test match. I take you to the second test, the first test, sorry, the last innings. Indian players, what was the criticism? That they didn't play aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Ulta ho gaya
Yeah.
tha criticism. Peterson came out, said it. All the like commentators were saying India didn't show any intent to win the test match. They were too defensive. They were saying so, but India didn't. They were still defensive in the second test and third test, but they won. It worked on their favor. They backed their strengths. They didn't go ultra aggressive. They didn't pull up the reverse sweep every ball. They didn't try to play like England. So that's what I'm trying to say, that England shouldn't try to play like India. They should play to their strengths. And at the end of the day, if you're looking from neutral point of view, forget what they're doing. If me and you are looking from neutral point of view, we have to understand that beating India in India is always going to be difficult. It's not going to be
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. That's a given. It's just like what we're seeing in the last two tests specifically. Because forget Hyderabad has set like a standard, right? So then Vizag, and I mean pitches were different and stuff. I understand that also, but the point is that okay, bhai, it's the same way that you're losing, you're giving away the matches and policing that you're so strong. Like in the next session that you're giving away the whole match on your own mistakes and being either very reckless in your shot approach, and it's a dismissal like Bentucket dismissal was not a dismissal that you would see someone get out after scoring 150 runs. Johnny Bairstow is like a as good as a wicket taken already. Like his because that's where his mental game is. Joe Root again. He yes okay, it's good that you're adopting this new era of cricket, but also you have to look at what your strengths individually are. Like they've given you the license to play however you want. You play that, but also play to the strengths that driving and cutting and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just like I feel certain decisions like maybe the players themselves need to understand what the best thing for them rather than just going boom boom for everything.
I
Maybe
think
it's not even
personally,
saving them.
Joe Root ka mera jo opinion hai, I have no information on this. There's no inside information. I'm just saying from the outside as a spectator. मैं जो Joe Root का देखा, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा कि nobody has told him to play like this. They're all playing like this. He was being told to play whatever he wants to because he's the
Yeah.
main batsman. But what he is thinking कि भाई मैं इंडिया में 200 मारा सीरीज में, ठीक है, मैं प्रॉपर ट्रेडिशनल खेला, आई प्लेड माय बेस्ट, आई स्कोर्ड रन्स whatever, but we freaking got ripped in that series 3-1. We got smashed, and nothing happened with those runs I scored. It didn't help the team. Nothing happened. We won one test match, ठीक है, I scored 100, but me playing in this way, I still lost my wicket. Like playing defensive, I still lost my wicket. After that 100, I didn't score that many runs in that series. So he's probably thinking, no, this is my best way of playing, and that's what he's done. Again, I understand what you're saying, but this is what he's probably thinking. That's why he's probably doing this. I'm just trying to understand why he's doing it. It's very easy for me to tell you that, bro, kya kar raha bhai? It is like, trust me, I agree what I'm saying. I'm just trying to understand. I'm giving you their thinking right now कि भाई हम लोग traditional try करे और लग गए हमारे, तो इसलिए हम लोग कुछ अलग try करे. ये भी नहीं चल रहा अभी, मगर it started off with a bang. So that's why they want to think, and like it's just the way they played, the way they've entertained. अब मैं तो वो नहीं, कल we had a great guest. We were so lucky, Fez, that we got to.
Monty White.
He gave us great insight. He said something completely different. He's not even saying what I'm saying. He said right? He said we're here to entertain. Like that is a different way to look at it at all. I'm actually saying from a cricketing point of view, they probably think this is the positive way to go. They believe they can do this.
Karan Bhai comes with good stats. He's saying pre-baseball average is 49, post-baseball is 51. So his form is the issue, not baseball per se. And Brendan McCullum bola law of averages suggests that Joe Root is going to haul very big, very quickly in probably his 30 next two innings. You could probably suggest that, but it's just I feel like certain I'm pretty sure maybe the next match you see him playing aggressive, but I also feel like he'll give you a hint of like his own old approach. But again, with Bumrah, just before we take certain comment, without Bumrah, how do you think India will be like? Do you think they'll be in like a shell, or do you think they'll just be how they are? I mean, again, it'll be depending the pitch, but Like, if it is a
No,
flatter wicket, then how do they manage to get Siraj and
100%
Akash
they'll
out
miss
there?
him, but they'll miss him. But I think they have the experience. They have players over there who have played without Bumrah before also, and Rohit Sharma will be confident. They're 2-1 up also. That takes a slight pressure off. Their batters are coming into form. Spinners
Hmm.
be up now. They're the way कुलदीप आपके अक्सर सॉरी जडेजा
Ashwin.
अश्विन ऑल बॉलिंग उन लोगों को मालूम हो गया कि कहाँ फंसाना है इन लोगों को काम किधर बॉल करना है तो आई थिंक they will be confident. They still have a very good bowling attack without Bumrah, but of course they do miss his presence. Again, I think though, if you ask me, do you want Bumrah in this test match or do you want Bumrah in the T20 World Cup? I'll tell you I want Bumrah in the T20 World Cup. So then you have to take this call. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and I think that's because you want a cup at the end of the day. I mean, this bilateral might not get you directly, like maybe in a stronger position at
No,
the
that's
WPC.
what I said. I think India will be more confident winning this test match rather than winning a T20 game against Pakistan in the World Cup without Bumrah. That's what
Without
I mean.
Bumrah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah. CSK, KKR, and RCB all looking to sign Sarfaraz for IPL. He's released by Delhi.
I think so. He
Oh,
was in Delhi
damn.
last time. Up to everybody's looking to sign him. I mean, he hasn't had the best T20 career.
Yeah.
He started off well for RCB. He does have
Then he
shots
got
and
dipped.
all that, मगर then उसका फॉर्म गिर गया था. अब ठीक है, like टेस्ट मैच में मार दिया मगर वो गारंटी नहीं है T20 में. लेकिन वही है कि आप इंडिया के लिए परफॉर्म कर लिए तो IPL is always there for you. There's
Yeah.
always that option, especially the way he
Who
plays.
Yeah, who plays in place of Bumrah, Mukesh, or Akash? I think we both are going to go for, if it's between these two, then I feel we both feel Akash Deep. It's good they giving Bumrah rest, but
Yeah.
Mukesh or Akash Deep both for me are not deserving. There are much better bowlers. I mean, in pace department, who is there?
I
In
don't
this
know.
squad right now, in the squad that we have right now, I
I
think
mean,
they're
they've given Unatkat a try. He didn't really work out. They've given Saini a try. They've given a lot of people. I don't know who they can go to. I really don't know. Maybe if you have options, I can discuss.
I mean,
Prasidh
Shami
Krishna,
is still not cleared his fitness. Shami is
या
still not
प्रसिद्ध
cleared
कृष्णा
his
को
fitness.
ट्राई करे उन्हें भी पिटा राइट साउथ अफ्रीका
उन्हें
में.
तो बहुत बुरा पिटा बेचारा वो भी साउथ
हाँ,
अफ्रीका में.
तो
Yeah.
मेरे हिसाब से लाइक मेरे को तो भी नजर नहीं आ रहा. आई डोंट नो who's there. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like honestly, it is a bit
एंड
concerning that
अगेन
there's not.
13 विकेट लेके अब उसको भी रणजी से नहीं उठाए तो फिर अब क्या ही बोलेंगे फिर वही पुकार लेंगे कि भाई उसको नहीं लेके किसी को आप हाथ से ला लिए सो इट्स लाइक अगेन वी आर गोइंग बैक टू स्क्वायर वन.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if there's many options.
Remember, England had the option of using a roller on the pitch before they started their innings and before play started on day three, and I think tactically they made a mistake. They didn't use a roller.
It could be because what happens is the roller becomes flat for a session, but then then what happens? The pitch tends to break quicker in the second, third session. So maybe that's why they didn't do that. But
But
yes, in the end,
that could be a mistake also because you could have, if it flattens out, maybe it gives you much more scope to score a lot runs quicker. I mean, be a little bit flat for one session,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
one
but
session.
100%. But I think that's why they probably think because एकदम से क्या होता है, फिर the pitch explodes in the second or third session. Then the ball इतना घूमता है. And remember, they have to bat fourth. So if they do use the heavy roller, it
Yeah,
becomes
then
even
it becomes
more
hard,
detrimental
harder.
in the fourth innings. ये
Yeah,
second
yeah.
inning की बात कर रहे हैं आप वहां पे चला दिए roller ठीक है आप 400 अगर पहुंच गए but India give you a target of even 350
150,
becomes
yeah,
very
even
difficult.
200, even 200, I think would
Yeah,
not
so
matter.
that is the disadvantage of using the heavy rollers so early on.
Yeah, I'm still struggling. I'm still suggesting do vertical live stream. Yes, very soon. IPL match, opening match in Chennai. Oh, I think it's yeah, it's because they're the champions, right? Like I think that's how it
Did
works.
it the schedule get announced today or no?
Not yet. I mean, I think they just announced the opening game, but schedule to nahi aaya abhi.
अभी तक तो नहीं आया नहीं.
Yeah, I'm like we're on that page. Uh, but yeah, Prasid Krishna injured again, so he's not an option at the moment. I mean, again, even if it was, I
Oh,
don't
there's
think it.
not many options. Even if he was fit, man, we've
Yeah,
already tried him. Like Unatkat, you've tried a lot of people. I don't know where you would go. Akash Deep, like they're rewarding him for his Ranchi trophy, so be it. Mukesh, he was decent in the West Indies, so they're rewarding him. ठीक है, like I don't know where else would you go. Would you go back to Umesh Yadav, Vishant Sharma? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No one
don't know
else
where
that
else they
is
can go.
coming to your mind, right? Yeah, exactly. No one else is coming to the mind when we think. I mean, yeah, they don't want to play Arshdeep because Arshdeep is not like a test bowler yet. Uh, yeah, there's no one else probably. But speaking like today T20 का बात करें तो like Australia New Zealand. What what a game! What hitting from Tim David. Uh,
Uh,
जबरदस्त चीज करे यार ऑस्ट्रेलिया.
Mitchell Marsh and Tim David were insane. I mean, Tim David though like just took the game. upon himself in the last two overs. जो छक्के मार रहा था उन्हें, there
28
was
of 8. They needed 28 of 8, and he just
yeah,
like
he
completely
smashed it out of the
smashed it.
park, man. It was like a IPL game. He killed it.
हालांकि
And
ग्राउंड छोटा था, आई थिंक ग्राउंड छोटा है वेलिंगटन, लाइक द
न्यूजीलैंड का
स्मॉल.
पूरा छोटा है,
या
पूरे
बट
ग्राउंड छोटे हैं. And yeah, but still like the required rate at one time they need like 15 3 overs, something like that. It was crazy hitting, man. And Mitchell, much credit to him. He batted really well. He made sure that he was there till the end, and Tim David came and just took the game home for them. It was a very good match, and these two are showing potential now for the T20 World Cup, that they're serious about it. It's good that almost full strengths are playing, and they're looking to prepare good for that T20 World Cup. So अच्छा है, ये बहुत अच्छा series है, and I think it'll be a lot of fun more, because it was a very close game. I thought New Zealand will win it, but वही है कि towards the end थोड़ा सा they got
वो
under pressure.
गेम चेंजिंग वही हो गया. ग्लेन फिलिप्स जो ऑलमोस्ट ही tried to take a catch, but then he tried to parry, he got
Yeah.
confused and he just lost it and went for a six. So that I think also was a game changer. And I mean in the field also a couple of like sloppiness from New Zealand, but again it was a very close encounter. Zabardast, like if you haven't watched it, Zabardast, and Amazon Prime पे आ रहा है. For people who don't know, like didn't know, okay, Australia New Zealand की series चल रही है. It's happening on Amazon Prime. But yeah, I think fantastic start to that series. And PSL भी चल रहा मुस्तफा.
Yeah.
बाबर भाई 2-2 हार गया यार, क्या हो रहा.
Yeah, but first the Sri Lanka Afghanistan game, they need 10 of 2 right now, Sri
Yeah,
Lanka.
yeah, 10 of 2.
It's a very
Close.
close game. But yes,
Yeah.
the Babar's team, I mean, again, 2-3 wickets early on. He tried to rebuild the innings. In the end, they didn't get enough runs. Karachi, Shoaib Malik, the first over, picked up a wicket of Saim Ayub. That was a crucial wicket because when his jaldi starts deta. And then with the bat also, he did a good job and finished off for Karachi, the thing. And now, right now, Lahore is playing Multan. Multan need 94 or 58. They've lost 3 wickets, so this is an interesting chase. Also, Lahore ki bowling Aj finally it looks like it's back and form. Shaheen bowled a very good spell in the power play. So did Zaman Khan. So अब थोड़ा सा लग रहा है उन लोग rhythm में आ रहे हैं, and they're looking a bit more lethal. So let's see how they finish off this game.
Yeah, Rizwan is still there, so I think देखना पड़ेगा कप्तान क्या करते.
Yeah, Rizwan is still there, and Multan have started well in this tournament. They won 2 games, so this will be 3 in a row if they do, and they're looking good.
Yeah, but वही है क्या, coming back to the test series again, one more day after this to मजा आने तो वाली है. I think it's just gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a big challenge for India. I hope England make it a big challenge and they just don't like spoil it. Like if they goes 2-2 to Dharamshala, and then Dharamshala is a neutral pitch. I feel Dharamshala will be like a neutral venue, which will be a very good place to decide.
I mean, look, it depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from a neutral's point of view, you want it to be 2-2 and you go 3-2. If you're looking from India point of view, you don't care about Joe Root playing how you want him out, and you want
Yeah.
Ben Stokes out. You'd say more of the same. And you don't have Bumrah, more of the same. We come and we get you think, because if you make it 2-2, then you're going to again, like you said, Dharamshala could be a lottery. You don't know what's going to happen there. If you're England's point of view, you have to win. There's no
No alternative.
so it depends on how you're looking at it. There's 3 different possibilities, if it's a draw, England are still in the series technically, but again, Ben Stokes doesn't look for draws. He'd rather lose the series than draw the series or a test match. So वही है कि आप कौन से point of view से देख रहे हैं. India will want to do exactly what they're doing the last 2 test matches. Especially, it'll give Bumrah more rest. It'll give it potentially could give Rohit Sharma a rest too. भाई इन्हें लगातार कप्तानी भी कर रहा, बैटिंग कर रहा, सेंचुरी भी मार रहा. He is not holding back in this series, and it does take a toll on your body. He is 36, 37, so he has to play an IPL and T20 World Cup as well. So you're looking to win this straight
अब
up.
तो कप्तानी like IPL में तो कप्तानी नहीं है, तो जरा आओ बैटिंग करो चल जाओ वाला मसला रहने वाला है उसको तो.
Yeah, I mean, IPL में कप्तानी नहीं है, लेकिन like if he's going to play, I guess like whatever franchise he's going to play for. I mean, if he's playing for Mumbai Indians, he's still going to bat, right? In my opinion. So you need him like there for the World Cup, like the T20 World Cup.
True.
कप्तानी तो अब कर रहा है, उन्हें जो कर रहा है, he's putting a lot of effort, man. Like you can see, like he's talking, chirping. He's basically
he's been actually very effective in the slips also. He's catching it.
Yeah, he's taking good catches, and bro, he's doing his job and Virat Kohli's job.
Yeah.
Kohli is there. He's the one who's going to sledge. He's going to shout, talk to his teammates. He's going to get he's doing that, and he's like making changes. He's doing whatever he can. you can see celebrations. They're much more aggressive than you normally see. So
Yeah.
he is putting full percent, and that does take a toll on you. So you will want to wrap this up now and then give himself a rest. I don't know if he will, but I'm just looking at it from that point of view.
Yeah, 100%. I think Rohit Sharma has been a fantastic captain while as well, and again with the bat that 131 that he smashed. Second test, uh,
Yeah.
जबरदस्त था वो तो. But for England again, like they need to do a little bit thinking is all I think. But yeah, देखना पड़ेगा pitch wise how they decide. I think tomorrow we'll know what England's team is, and then we can probably understand what they're going with in terms of the pitch. With if they add Bashir, Hartley, and Rehan.
Yeah. I think if I am India, I want to like just put a lot of pressure on them, because this is a type of team where, like, they can pull out any kind of result. So it could be like, they get all out or they get thing. But if you have them down, you just got to continue to put the pressure on them. And I think you have to attack their spinners. You have to put them under pressure. Agar aap, thoda sa you give them a bit of scope, then this England team can be dangerous. We don't know like, Pope aake maar deta, kabhi Duckett maar deta, koi bhi aake maar sakta. So I think when you're in control of the series, you gotta like take it home. If you're looking at from just India's point of view, I think England, they will the way they think this team, I think they will just more of the same. They'll just play that way and
Yeah, I
look
mean,
to chances in their favor. थोड़ा बहुत, एक आध drop catch मिल गया, like, थोड़ा सा इधर उधर मिल गया, so then they can win this match also.
they need some revival, I think, from Zach Crawley from the top order. I think Zach Crawley thoda shaky nahi, he just got out probably in a very not a usual kind of a way. I mean, he just हाँ बन रहा एकदम से ने wicket खो दिया. Like what we saw in the first two tests, the way Zach Crawley was cover driving and getting runs for England, he looked a little bit different, if you put it that way. I think Zach Crawley agar adds to this Ben Duckett what we saw in the last test, then England will have a very good stand. And again, थोड़ा बहुत toss पे रहेंगे. अगर first innings ना bat कर लिए and it turns out to be a little bit flat also for like at least one day, then England probably can smash
I
them.
think, look, after the match, either we're going to praise them a lot or we're going to criticize them a lot. I don't think it's going to be a middle kind of performance where, they get they like very close to the draw the test match. Aisa nahi hoga. I think we're going to rip into them or we're going to praise them. Like that's how they're going to play.
And also maybe there might be criticism around, like अभी तो नहीं है, but there might even be criticism कि बुमराह को एक और खिला के बिठाना था fifth वाला पहले का, अगर हारी इंडिया तो you might even see that.
Discourse will keep changing with the result. After Hyderabad, we were all criticizing India and saying we need Kohli. Now nobody's talking. And by the way, congratulations to Virat Kohli. He had a son. That is very good news and great news. And thankfully,
देख पूरे लोग अभी से अकाउंट बना दिए उसके जीमेल में, अकाउंट नहीं है, इंस्टाग्राम पे प्रोफाइल बन गया, रोहित ते लोग हैं like there's no
आके खोली.
Yeah, I think eyes opening. AKAY, I think. Yeah.
Is it either Akai or Aki? I don't know how you pronounce it, but
it's like something Turkish. Turkish bhi bole, like shining light in Turkish language or something, and then someone said something. I don't know. Like there are a lot of meanings coming out of it, which I don't even know what it is. But I mean, congratulations at the end of the day is all we can say.
And it's good news that also, like, Virat Kohli will come back. I don't know if he'll come for the fifth test, but we'll see him
direct in the IPL.
We'll see him on the field soon, and like whatever it was, it's good news. So that's good.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I think AB de Villiers के साथ तो दूसरी खत्म हो गई होंगी. He broke down the news.
सच बोल दिया end of the day, नहीं?
I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody kind of knew because like
I made a very bad mistake. I think it wasn't a bad mistake. It's just that the mistake was you shouldn't have leaked it, but his information wasn't a mistake. It was correct information.
Yeah, I mean, we know he's a close source, right? So it's like probably.
Yeah. No, because he came and said, I got it wrong. It wasn't that. It's something else.
He tried to change it.
But basically, he leaked it, basically.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they छुप तो नहीं सकता. Not more than 9 months. Not more than 9 months at least. So like it's fine. Now मैंने मालूम ही देगा.
Yeah, and it's also cultural difference and everything is different. Like उन लोगों के culture में ये सब छुपाते हैं, हमारे culture में करते. Like it's like
नजर लग जाएंगी.
Yeah. So it's like fine. Like he made a mistake. ठीक है, he apologized. But I don't think it's a big deal. Like it's not a issue.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
बोले नहीं होंगे कि भाई मत बोलो ये वो, because आप देख लो गोनो कल्चर में they have baby showers, this that क्या की चलते रहते हैं. No, they have gender reveal रहता. It's like all, it's that kind of culture. They're not thing. But in our culture, yeah, even in our families and everything, they थोड़ा सा keep it things. It's okay, man. As long all ends well, so that's good.
Yeah, that's what it is. As long as we get to see him fast on the pitch, and yeah, I think that'll be good to do. But yeah, I think कल इंग्लैंड की टीम निकलेंगी, थोड़ा बहुत शायद एक पिच की फोटो भी निकल जाए, so we'll probably be able to
Yeah.
read the pitch, or I mean, hopefully we can try to read the pitch. But based on the team that England sets out, we'll probably have an idea of what's to come. And then based on that, maybe we can make our assumptions कि India क्या करेंगे. But 23rd is when the test starts. Eagerly waiting for that. Hopefully England come all charged. I mean, because I'm not going to say of course I want India to win, but I want it to be a memorable like series. Hyderabad में जो हुआ इसके बाद 1-1, then it was 2-1, now it's 2-2, and then going into Dharamshala it'll be very good finish. Just for the sake of yes, India clinched the series inshallah, but like it's just for vibes. You want
I mean, if it comes 2-2, then there's no guarantee anything can happen. Then like so,
and yeah, and that's when you win it. You थोड़ा
sometimes you have
extra
to.
extra मजा आता है ना, और जीत गए हो, you will get it.
I wanted to go to fifth thing,
That's
but the only thing is then there is no guarantee. Anything can happen. Like
yeah,
that's
and
the only
that's
thing.
yeah. So that's what I mean. Then we can see like England. Then they might play their way like they play at home. I mean exactly वो conditions तो नहीं मिलेंगे, but bounce तो मिलेंगे आपको. So that's gonna be fun for them.
Yeah, unless वो वहाँ पे change कर दिया pitch को. I don't know was that possible or
ऐसा
not.
ऐसा है वो pitch hill पे है ना, तो like it's
Yeah.
a little hard. But yeah, I think you can join us tomorrow as we wrap up today's session. Lots of discussion around Bumrah, around Shubman Gill's press conference. He was just talking general things about how life is. अगर विराट भाई नहीं खेले, बुमराह नहीं खेले, कैसा माहौल रहता मैच में. बट यस, एवरीबॉडी इज प्रोफेशनल एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. जायसवाल को प्रेस करा, सरफराज को प्रेस करा, सिराज की कंट्रीब्यूशन को highlight kara, and then just his mindset about how his innings were, you know, pacing out, because thoda bahut yes, he was in a different zone in the Vizag test jab pressure aa gaya tha, but then he sort of came back, understood कि भाई थोड़े silly mistakes हो रहे थे, came back, batted well, made 100, and now again everybody loves शुभमन गिल again. like वैसा हो गया यार शुभमन गिल के साथ के 4-5 मैच नहीं खेला, गालियां शुरू हो जाते, फिर उन्हें आ जाता वापस, फिर उसको छोड़ा, बैट पैच आ रहा, फिर आ जाता उन्हें वापस. इट्स लाइक
हाँ.
नेवर एंडिंग लव हेट रिलेशनशिप चल रहा लोगों का उसके साथ. बट या अगेन सबके कंट्रीब्यूशंस के बारे में, एंड देन यस, एंड में उसको पूछे थे एवर important question कि भाई धोनी will we be able to see him, like miss him, will we be seeing him in the Ranchi test, and like everybody misses him, this and that. But I don't know
Dhoni is referring to the IPL, ना?
yeah, Dhoni is पूरा पुराना look ला लिया, और लंबे बाल, colored hair and stuff. There was a photo of him from in Dubai, or someone shot it, like he's coming back to his old avatar just before he goes back.
That's good, yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we see him for the whole season. But some hints were that he might just play like impact or something. But I don't think that's. Can he play impact player?
Yeah, he
No,
can play if he wants to.
he can, but just as a batsman or as a wicket keeper, either way.
Either one. He can
Yeah,
play.
that's why, which I don't think might happen. So I mean, he has been having 1 year to rest and recover. So देखना पड़ेगा अगर successful.
He's
हुआ.
already an impact player. अगर आप देखो ना, keeping करता, batting he'll only come limited time. Like he comes in the last over, second last over. So it's kind of already like an impact player.
Yeah.
अगर आप देखें. He doesn't really come 1 down, 2 down anymore and play like more than. I've never seen him play more than 10 overs on the trot in the IPL in the last year or so.
Yeah. I mean, it comes. That's the thing, like the impact, right? But like it's just like crucial. जो आके उन्हें मारता. Yeah,
हाँ.
that's what every IPL team needs, right? And that's what it is. But yeah, we'll probably come towards IPL a little bit later, just after these 2 tests, and then we just have to see if there's any more drama left around Rohit Sharma. तब मजा आने वाला है यार. अगर उन्हें फ्लिप मार के चले गया ना, बहुत मजा आने वाला है यार ये IPL में.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. If he does change, that'll be insane.
Yeah, but join us tomorrow. We come back to preview the fourth, sorry, at Ranchi. Until then, like करिए, subscribe करिए, share करिए, and yes, अगर आप नहीं देखे तो आप वापस जाके देख सकते हैं क्या क्या डिस्कशन हुआ यहाँ पे. बुमराह के बिना कैसे रहेंगी जिंदगी, पिच के बारे में थोड़ी डिस्कशन हुई, इंग्लैंड की गलतियों के बारे में थोड़ी डिस्कशन होगी. So yes, join us and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.